Hi, I'm Kimberly with the Fat Quarter Shop, and we're here today with Edyta from Laundry Basket Quilts, and she has been showing us how to make an 8-point star. So we started with the beginner, and I'm so excited for you to show me how we can take this to the next level.
We're learning the steps. The 101 of 8-point star is so important because really you're gonna apply those basic steps to any kind of stars you're gonna do. No matter what size, how big, how many diamonds you're gonna break inside the diamond into it. And this is our basic star, but let's look at this one. This one is from the gingerbread trio pattern, and it's a really nice quilt to practice the 8-point star because it's a smaller project and you can just do one and set it up into this really cute table topper. And what I like about this, yes, is the diamonds. They're a little bit different than normal diamonds. There are two different sizes of diamonds in it. And what I did is I took some fun fabrics, and the fabric are from Snowbird collection. The mystery block is from Snowbird collection. And I took sets of 3, and notice the size of the strips. And you can refer for the sizes to the pattern, but notice they're smaller and a larger size of the strips. When you sew strips together, you want to gently offset so that way you make nice cuts later on with our 45-degree angle and a ruler. I have a set where I have a dark, light, and a dark on the outside, and a second set where I have a dark and 2 lights on the outside. And we are gonna cut some pieces from those strip sets, and I have already pre-cut some here for you.
And we're going to use the same techniques we used in our
Yes.
first video on cutting.
We're using the ruler and a rotary and a 45-degree angle, and now we can lay out our blocks for our diamond right here. And my next step will be putting the fabric right sides together. And do you pin, Kimberly?
I do.
I love pinning too. So I'm gonna put a pin right here and right here. And what I'm trying to pin is making sure that the transition between the colors are really nice and perfect. So I'm gonna put the pins and then sew with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. Once this is sewn together, it creates a really fun diamond. And this is the diamond. We're gonna put it into our little quilt. And the rest of the direction is exactly like our 101 star. Once we have our diamonds, we're gonna sew sets of 2, push the seam allowance towards left, sew sets of 4, clip the bunny ears, do a little housekeeping, keep on pushing seam allowance towards left, and then X marks the spot for a perfect center for our diamonds, and we're gonna sew it together and be ready to set in the background. In this case, I wanted to bring your attention to it is our diamonds, remember in our beginner star, we push our seam allowances towards the star. And that worked great for us because we want our star to float on the background. In this case, your seam allowances gonna be pushed towards the background. Why? Because you have seams that are coming towards this piece of fabric, and those seams wanna lay nice and flat, and they're gonna be pushing your seam allowances towards the background fabric instead of towards the star. That's what you wanted to do it in this case. Once the star is completed, put a little border on it, set it into a little quilt, and practice some more 8-point star. Let's look at some other variation. I brought some stars to share with you. Just some variation. This one comes from Scrappy Firework book. And in this one, notice I broke the star diamonds into multiple diamonds. I sew strips together, flip them back and forth. There's 2 darks, 2 lights, flip them back and forth and create this diamond. When I work with scraps, sometimes the size of the scraps, especially if it came from an exchange, is not very accurate. And normally I would not want to point to mistakes, but notice it here, my points have not matched. There is something you can do for it. When you do quilts like that, you can, and you're using scraps, you can use some diamonds that are made from the scraps and cut it fresh, beautiful diamond and set it in between. That way you don't have to match any of the seams. If this one is something you are enjoying, you're definitely gonna enjoy the next one that I have brought for you. Look at what I did in this one. I took 4 strips, sewed them together. I used template this time to cut the diamonds out. Sew the diamonds following 101 8-point star that we just learned. For my background, instead of just basic squares, I made small log cabin blocks and set them in as a Y-seam. Finish up with smaller diamonds. This diamond and this diamond are exact the same size. And there you have secondary design of the scraps playing right with lights and dark fabric and some colors in the points. If you're enjoying making this kind of stars and just learning the basic one will start you on it, then you're gonna want to do more and more of it. And the quilt behind me is the one that is from our newest book, Handful of Scraps. And in this book, you have just a glory of scrappy quilts, variation of 8-point star. And notice we have single one, we have double 8-point star. There is 3 layers of diamonds, and there it go all the way with all the scraps together. And you can make those as well. Every single block that you would do in 8-point star, if you follow those basic rules, seam allowance towards
the left.
Got you on that one. Or maybe adding to your quilting experiences, clipping the bunny ear. So anything that you took from today's class, it would be great. It's gonna make a great results for you.
And I think a good thing that she taught us is, start with a small one and then move up. And she's given you lots of possibilities with lots of different ones. And if you like it, you can do the ultimate 8-point star, which is behind us. Or you can do something very simple and just kind of get used to it. Build your skills and then just move on. And I think all of us can do it. And we're so thankful that you came today to show us, because I just cannot wait to go home and make one of these. So thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. It has been my pleasure.